Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Career. As we're around the circuit TT Assen in the Netherlands, and I swear the weather is on random as well for this career because you may recognise these conditions from Catalonia. It's a wet track, but as you can see it's sunny overhead. So once again the rain dancers work for MacDonald, got beautiful conditions. Let's see what we can do in our qualifying effort. Can we get on the front row like in Catalonia? Can we maybe go one better in the race as well? It's a brilliant weekend for Elusive. Yeah, the MotoGP team did as you would expect with the MotoGP team, but Moto2 and Moto3 teams they definitely have come alive this season. I'm expecting all riders perhaps finish in the top 10 in the championship. The Moto3 team are achieving that at the moment. Donald's of course achieving that. In Moto2, still got an outside shot at the title. I thought his hopes were over after the first 4 rounds, but he certainly is on a good run at the moment. And Assen is another circuit which is a bit kind to him. So expect him to be right up there come race day. But let's see what we can do in qualifying. Of course, it would be very helpful if he qualified well, which would help the race. Got a short shift through that second right-hander. Get smooth on the power. Lift off slightly, or a bit of a big lift there. We can definitely push more on this second that we're going to do. Again, just exploring on this first lap like you saw in Catalonia. But now we don't have one shot qualifying, we have 2 shot qualifying. Just to try and be a bit more consistent in qualifying. Let's see, so much of course helped me making silly mistakes that you see MacDonald make in previous seasons in races when he's had to charge through the field. As we set a 42.8. Don't think that's a good lap time. It's something we need to be like a second faster. So let's try and do this on this second lap. Heads down. Go through a double right. Not going to be saying that. For the last time this lap as all ponds is down. Into the hairpin, one of the slowest corners on the calendar. And actually not a difficult corner, it's just trying to get the line right for the exit mainly, for this long straight as you can see. Heading into the fast sweepers. Out through the first part, breaking down for the left. You can see a very good first sector as all the rear end gets out. And there we go, 2.5 faster. Told you we need to be much faster. Madonna's delivering it so far in this lap. Get down the second gear into the left-hander. Into the right, down to second on the back end, sliding away. Get up to third, short shift, oh, hitting the inside curve, that's terrible. He's going to lose time this sector. You can see 1.3 ahead now. Getting a huge lift through that right-hander. But flat out. And immediately braking it down the third gear for the next left. Now approaching the final corner. Got some riders in front, but shouldn't be too bad for MacDonald. It's a bit wide in the chicane, but it's a 41.4. I feel that's decent. Maybe not right up there, but should be at least in the top 10, I think. Let's see. Let's go to session info. Okay, he might be in the top 10. He might even be on pole by a freaking country mile. Look at that. 0.6 of a second ahead of Marquez and Morbidelli. What qualifying from MacDonald. Even that first lap would have got him into the top 10. So, definitely has the pace in those conditions with Luti leading a second ahead of Olivia and Passini. That's not a good sign after the last race, having Luti starting right behind us. With Baldassari, Hayden, Nakagami and Shirota and Zabi rounding out the top 10. Where's our teammate? 18th, he's going up the rows, is he, the Finn? As he's on to the back of the 6th row now, alongside Axel Pons and Sorin. As right at the back is Ika. So a fantastic qualifying from the Elusive twins. Can they continue the point scoring streak? As they are looking at a magnificent grid under some magnificent sunshine now, as lights still really did light up. The timing sheets in qualifying starts from Paulus. Looking further down on the third page for the first time, there is the Finn Magnum in 18th. Of course, hoping to get a good start here. It's not a long run to the first corner, but you got to watch out for the inside as you saw in Catalonia. Make sure they don't get taken out by Luti. He's doing another crazy dive bomb. As there is Ika in last.
We're just a few short moments away from the start of the Grand Prix here at Assen. The Dutch TT ready to put the riders through their paces yet again.
Oh yes, and there's the clean view. The run to the first corner. He's got loads of markers. The Renzo Rossi face waving on the left hand side as the lights go out for this 6-lap race. MacDonald going across. But nothing to defend, it's just thin air. You can see the Mark VDS trends behind, trying to make a move. And oh, it is Morbidelli. Pushing MacDonald ride. Got Marquez behind. MacDonald all over Morbidelli. Sneaks down the inside of the Italian. You did not expect that. As he go towards the fast S-bins for the first time, it's Morbidelli, then Marquez. It's MacDonald leading. It's all a bit wide into the left. Just about hung on to the apex though. Which is enough to keep Morbidelli behind, but he's got intense pressure on this first lap from the Italian, the championship leader of course. Looking to rebound after a couple of okay results. Just seen this leading championship get obliterated, and look at that, he's charging down the inside of MacDonald. MacDonald pauses him wide though. And that's allowed Marcus to come through. Down the inside of MacDonald, here comes Morbidelli. It's MacDonald against the Mark VDS trends at the moment, and he's losing to Marcus, but winning against Morbidelli as Marcus goes wide. Oh! MacDonald taking a very brave look down the inside into that fast left-hander. And now here comes Morbidelli, here comes Piscini. And here comes Luti. As MacDonald gets mugged at the final corner. Down to 4th. As Marquez leads once again. Oh, but Piscini going a bit wide in that first corner. It's Benida the fastest at the opening that. Up to 8th for the Italian. Looking to cover after a poor round in Barcelona. Here comes MacDonald down the inside, Piscini. And covering off the inside line into the hairpin. Oh, but the veteran's seen that move before. Tries to battle back, but has to settle for 3rd. As it is Marquez, 3 Morbidelli at the front. And now it's MacDonald looking to chase them down. It's all too tight a line into the left hand. He's gone wide. It's been sloppy this race in the first couple of laps as MacDonald. Once again running wide. As he's got a second gap in front. Who's Pell really running away with it. Here comes Piscini almost into the back of MacDonald. As he goes slightly wide in the first right. Piscini make a move into the next right. So Oliveira's back to move Luti for top 5. Not the race that Oliveira would have wanted, as it is the second gap to Morbidelli. He's looking to make a move on Marcus in the fast left. Morbidelli. Maybe deserved the championship for that move. Fantastic from him. Round the outside of Marquez. Oh, but he's battling back in the final chicane. The gloves are off between the Mark VDS pair. As here comes MacDonald right onto the back of them as they were battling like a hell in that final sector. Now it's a 3-way horse out the front. MacDonald looking down the inside of Marquez. The second goes wide. As you see Marquez, he's got plenty of fight. Now here comes MacDonald forcing his way down Morbidelli's inside again into the hairpin. And that's allowed Marquez to get past Morbidelli as well. So MacDonald leads on this 3rd lap. But it's changing all the time in this race. Fantastic battling. And there we go, he's got the bike more stood up heading into the second left. That was going to be a bit better. Braking in that apex. Now he's got half second lead ahead of Marcus. Morbidelli in 3rd. Again, another good result for the championship. Not for Oliveira though. He's finishing behind Morbidelli at the time being. But you're seeing the Mark VDS pair definitely have pace around it. They've got like a second gap on Piscini in fourth. Well, Olivia's back with Luti. But there's only one man who can stop them in this race so far, and it is MacDonald, who is leading by almost a second ahead of Marquez. He wants to get away from that crazy pair behind. He's seen what they do, especially during this sector. Crazy as he goes a bit wide into that second left. Now into the final chicane. Doesn't have to worry about somebody diving down his inside this time around. Just using all of the exit curb. Maybe not the best strategy, especially for the rear tyre, but into the second half of the race, MacDonald leads. It's Morbidelli in second, 1.5 seconds back. With Marquez down to third. Up to second, should I say. Into the first corner. Just leave those two battling. Because the big winner from all of this is MacDonald winning this race. He'd probably go past Piscini in the championship. And he'd be like 2 race wins behind heading to the sectionary. Considering only a few races ago, it was 30 points more. He's done a fantastic job, and the championship battle is definitely alive. MacDonald's heart if he just keep this going. So that's a much better into the left hander. Perhaps a bit too slow, but much better with the rotation. He's second and a half ahead of Marquez. Morbidelli right in his tail. He's to go into the left and now through the right. This is the section where MacDonald's not been doing that well so far. But you don't want to hit that curb on the inside. We saw that last season in Moto2. Just want to be glancing those curbs. Don't want to be going over any curbs anywhere on this circuit. There's 1.6 seconds ahead of Marquez now. It's a bit gentler. Into the double left. And then into the final chicane. Brake before the white line. Oh, he's outbraked himself though. He gets away with it. Just. But you've got to be so careful into that final chicane. You do want to be aggressive under brake and get the rear end out to help with the rotation of the bike. Go into the corners and go onto that, but you don't want to be doing what MacDonald did there, just locking up really and braking too deep. As you can see, there's not much room for error. But MacDonald found that room just about. Into the hairpin. Once again, tyre wear, look at a non-issue. He's been fighting like a hell in the first half of this race, but still. Tyre wear, non-issue once again. It's Morbidelli's head of Marquez again. So MacDonald just controlling things at the front, not pushing too hard, just making sure he's hitting his marks, getting the bike in towards the apex. Just kissing the curbs, not running over them, just kissing them. With his knees, with the bike. That was a bit too wide in that left. We go into the right. Short shift up to third, you can feel the rear end, the traction going away. And a smooth exit. But slightly wide there, again Morbidelli. Just a second and a half behind. To go on to the final lap of this race. MacDonald continuing the streak after an horrendous beginning to the season. Apart from Argentina, a decent race, once again losing points in the final couple of corners. They might regret at the end of the season. Let's see, he leads by 2 seconds now, ahead of Morbidelli. Looks like he's dropped Marquez maybe. No, saying that, here comes Marquez back in that first corner. That's his favourite passing spot. But he's got to watch out for the last corner from Morbidelli. It's going into the hairpin. Oh, that was very nice. Hugging the apex like his favourite grandma. And then kicking it out. Pretty smoothly now, 2.5 seconds ahead of Marquez. Maybe pushing slightly more on this final lap. Oh, they're just controlling this race and his pace for the last couple. As here's Marcus holding off Morbidelli. This is big for the championship because then Marcus gains on Morbidelli, but MacDonald gains a bit more on Morbidelli and be under 2 race wins behind the Italian, I believe, if my mouse is correct. Yeah, this race. And under 2 race wins behind. And it's very doable then, the championship, heading into the second half of the season. As, oh no, Morbidelli's about to pass Marcus. Marcus is strong in that first after that, then it's Morbidelli time in the second, as don't know where MacDonald's going. But now he definitely is going into the final chicane, into the last couple of corners. Smoothly does it. As he gets the rear end out, and they'll go across the line as your winner in Assen. Returning to the top step of the podium. And yes, a very good ride from MacDonald. With Morbidelli in second, beating Marcus by a couple tenths of a second. So it's only MacDonald that gains on the Italian. He gains on Marcus. Oliviero in 4th. Luti in 5th. Baldassarri in 6th. Bassini down in 7th. For the Italian. Not a good race as it went on for him. With Bagnaia in 8th. And Nearest to Finn in 9th. Once again. I'm liking this guy. Ahead of Nakagami. Rounds out the top 10. Marini. Zavi. In Isaac Finn, Serwin. And Quartararo gets the final point. Almost a second ahead of Agata and Kent. As in last is Remy Gardner. Another poor race for the Australian. As looking at the championship, it is Morbidelli by 17 points ahead of Marcus, 23 ahead of Oliviero, and MacDonald up to 452 points back with a 15-point gap on Bassini. God, what a difference of race makes. With Baldassarri in 7th, Luti 7th, Bagnaia 8th, Sabi 9th, and Nakagami rounding out the top 10, but MacDonald definitely in the title fight now. He's just got a 29-point gap to Oliviero and 52 points to Morbidelli. He's clawing his way into it. As looking further down, you can see that it's Marini 11th, Quartararo 12th, Agata 13th, the Finn up to 14th on 15 points ahead of Danny Kent. As 22 riders have scored. And Paoli, he's no longer holding the wooden spoon. He's up to 31st, as now it's Andrea Locatelli and Calix. Still perfect record this season. 66 points ahead of KTM with Tech 3 in 3rd, Suter in 4th, and Speed Up with a solitary point. As yes, there's a very happy MacDonald's. The Mark VDS pair probably exchanging notes on their battle. And Marcus, well, a bit aggrieved that he lost that battle to Morbidelli, as yet he's surfing the wave of success at the moment. Is MacDonald, as we have unlocked a new rider, Alex Barros from 2002. Do like the old Alex Barros has. Looking at the MotoGP team, as you would expect, but look at the Moto3 team. The first 1-2 for the first victory for the Argentine rider. Andrea from 29th up to 2nd. And look at Alejandro from 3rd to 1st. Brilliant from the pair. I think we definitely made a good hire with Alejandro. Wasn't he only like 9,500 credits a couple of seasons ago? Now he's worth every credit that I've given him. And he's up to 3rd in the championship, while Andrea's up to 7th. Madonna up to 4th. The Finn up to 14th. We'll see with the MotoGP pair. They're perhaps not the most talented pair, as they improved everything. So did our Moto3 team, apart from Andrea on body position. Madonna has corner up to 90, and the Finn improved his corner and braking as 100th affinity now in Moto2. And we've earned a decent amount of credits, you could say that. Look at that. Over 660,000. And we've earned a decent amount of reputation as well. As we end the episode by resting. The parties went on long and hard after Assen, as you probably understand, for the Elusive team. And we end the episode with an activity and test, as you can do a photo shoot for 15,000 credits, an autograph session for 525 reputation. That's kind of pointless. You can go to the coach, do some muscle endurance training to improve our rider's braking ability by 20%. Or you can go to the gym for some coordination training, improve the rider's body position by 100 X pre-arts, braking ability, body position ability. Or we can do a test to improve the bike's development by 2 weeks. Now, for the first time in a couple of seasons, we might actually have to consider this, as, of course, we're improving parts for the MotoGP team, and they're not doing well on the Yamaha at the moment. We want them to achieve their reputation expectation, achieve the sponsor objective as well in the races. We don't want them finishing last every damn race. So that is tempting to do the 2 weeks thing. But we are improving our rider's ability. Would that improve it a bit more? Improving the rider's ability? Will improving the bike? Not sure. But I do want to improve the rider's ability. I want to see more results like we've seen in the last couple of rounds. So, braking ability or body position. I feel like around the Sachsenring, you need a bit more body position, especially in that first sector being very slow, and then you've got the fast corners in the second sector. So, let's get 100 XP for our riders. As next time out, we're going to the halfway mark of the season to Germany and the Sachsenring circuit's been kinder to MacDonald in the past. Will be once again as he's streaking in Moto 2, and so is the Finn as well. Can he continue his points scoring streak? And can our Moto 3 team get another 1-2? Find out next time. So out for watching. I'll see you then.